Triumph is one of the oldest British motorcycle manufacturer around still today, producing bikes since 1902. And how appropriate that they still build a bike as old school looking as this bike behind me. The bike I'm talking about is the Triumph Bonneville Bobber. Really old school looking bobber bike, however with rider modes, ABS, traction control. I think we should have a look at more detail and go for a ride. Before we hop on this bike and go for a ride, let's do a quick walk around and have a quick review on it. And first things, when you look at this bike, it looks so old school and so retro. And I love the way they've retained this old school air-cooled type look on the motor. However, if you look in front, very clever, the radiator sits in there. So it is a liquid cooled motor. It just has the air-cooled appearance. Then over here you see on this block, it says Bonneville 1200 HT. The 1200, it's actually a 1197cc. The HT stands for high torque, because this motor is focused on high torque. 106 Newton meters. I think it's 77 or 78 horsepower. But really stunning for this bike. You want the torque, and they tell me if you take the traction control off in road mode, you can actually drop the clutch and leave black lines. The next thing you will see, it actually looks like it's got carburetors, the old Amel carburetor with the airbox air cleaner. However, this is fuel injected. This is just mock to give you that cosmetic look. Really stunning going to the back. It actually looks like a rigid. If you follow this frame up to the top, it looks like a rigid frame bike. However, it is monoshock and it has a Springer seat. Now the seat with this lever over here, you can adjust forward and up and back and down to give the lanky riders more comfort and more space. You will see the rear mudguard is hugging the tire. It gives you more of that rocker feel and look. 16-inch back wheel, chrome spokes, black channels, really fat Avon tire. Now this is another change for 2021. The front wheel says goodbye to the 19-inch and now has a 16-inch wheel. It gives you that much fatter tire, which gives you that squish, more comfort, more comfortable, still handles power, but they tell me this bike is very stiffly sprung, so that front tire gives you more comfort. The travel in front by these boots, I think it is only 120 mil, so quite stiff, and just love the overall look, the old school. Going back, you'll see Brembo. Triumph really try and put all the high-end details in. They don't save costs. Next thing, these slashback pea shooter looking exhaust are standard. It just matches this bike. If you look all around, wherever we go, this side as well, that slashback. The motor being completely blacked out is standard, and it's something retained from the blackout. Really cool feature. Also old school retro, the ignition sitting under your right leg, under your thigh. You'll see the only painted part in a different color would be the petrol tank. There are 3 color options on this bike, and look at the details with the Triumph at the back. Look at that, clear over the handlebars, minimalistic, really nice dash, handlebar end mirrors, and a really cool feature here as well. Besides adjustable seat, you can drop the clocks down. So if you're sitting over here, you've got really clean look over the handlebars. These handlebar mirrors you can turn around. Alternatively, you come here and you raise that clock, lock it in place, and here you go. You've got a completely different look with the mirrors up or down. So overall, stunning. They've even little details like the spark plug cap. They try to keep that old school color look and match it. Short, minimal front mudguards, and on that point, Triumph offers truckloads of accessories on this bike, from the color options, different mudguards, shortened mudguards, side number plates, saddlebags, different exhaust, anything you want, you customize and you make this bike your own. LED lighting all around. Let's quickly have a look at the daytime running light of Triumph. There we go. Pretty old school bike, yet you've got all the modern trimmings of such a stunning bike. let's jump on and go for a ride and see what she behaves like and runs like, if she's old school or if you can feel that modern spin on her. Here we go, all dressed up, ready to go. A few features I really forgot are Brembo double disc brakes in front. Now we've adjusted this bike for our 6-foot frame, the old school ignition over here, and we're gonna ride with a clock up like this. Neutral down here. If you have a look, rider mode is road down there, and you have the two rider modes, road and rain. And here we go. Obviously not raining today, so we will go in road mode. This feels so cool, old school. The 106 Newton meter torque in this high torque motor is available up to 4,000 RPM. So you don't have to really rev it. Low revs gives you all the torque. I think the 78 horsepower is maximum at 6,000 RPMs. So as mentioned before, this is not a super bike. This is old school bobber, going flat handlebars, blacked out. Really cool look. These mirrors, nice. Clock is up. I really like. I think it's pretty. It has the old school feel and look. A little bit of a TFT display. Your fuel range, your gear indicator, time, your road mode. If you just push here, it is now in rain, and there, back in road. That's how simple it is. Over here you've got cruise control, a very simple cruise control. That means no resume. You just get it up to speed and set it. The minute you touch brakes, anything like that, and it cancels it. Really comfortable. I think this is a bike, they told me at Triumph, that they sell a lot to beginners as well, because you sit very low in the bike, your feet are firmly on the ground flat, knees bent, center of gravity is really low. So even as a novice, you have got good control of this bike. It's not scary on pull-off with traction control set. And let's do a little bit of highway travel. Rolling on. Stunning. Stunning. That feels comfortable. Obviously no screen, no wind protection, but that's not what this bike's about. This is just cruising, showing off, posing, old school. I just must say, the overall looks with that air-cooled look motor, looking like it's got the carburetor and it's still airbox, it just works really well all around. This clean look over here works well. I'm not going to adjust the clock. We'll stop now and put the clock down to see what that feels like. These mirrors, as mentioned, you can fold down, clock down, and then it's really just clean. If you have a look, I'm hugging this tank, quite slim here, lots of space, foot pegs, mid-mount. I am sitting really comfortable, so can accommodate the shorter riders, the tall riders, and has got this little bobble going on. The parallel twin motor, old school retro Triumph. Has also a nice little grumble on the sound. Don't know if you can hear that, but it sounds great. All the information you need is over here. which on a bike like this is really your speed indicator. How fast are you going when you're braking? Highway travel, I mean, our speed limit here on these roads is 120. There we are, what, 120. Really comfortable. The seat is firm. There's not much cushioning. It's an aluminium Springer seat. You do apparently get an aftermarket shock that can make that a bit softer. So the bike is stiffly sprung, but I think it is the sport feel they're trying to achieve with this bobber. It's a sporty bobber, not just a poser bike. And I think the functionality is what they went after. This really torquey motor. Here we go, leaning back, hands off the handlebars. Awesome. This bike handles quite nicely, very little input on the counter steers. It has a very solid feel about it. It's not too light. When I'm talking light, I'm talking about the gears. When you select the next gear, it is notchy but definitely positive. You know you're in the gear. The clutch is soft. Over here it already tells you I'm in 6th gear. The clutch is soft, not going to give you forearm pump. So I can definitely see why they would sell a bike like this to a beginner rider. Center of gravity low, wide handlebars, sitting upright, feet flat on the ground. However, a rider like myself, been riding bikes for 35 years, definitely I would just have just as much fun on a bike like this. Very comfortable, in control. The accessories, you can definitely do wider bars, curved bars, but overall I think they've hit it spot on. I think aesthetically this bike speaks to me, and that's why I've wanted to test ride it for quite some time, and opportunity arose today, and it's just definitely not disappointing. This torquey motor with roll-on in 6th gear, there we go. Power's on tap. You can feel this motor's not strained. This thing's going to run forever. The service intervals on these Triumphs is now, I think, massive 16,000 kilometers or 10,000 miles. So also cost-effective option. And it's comfortable, really, really comfortable. I'm gonna climb off the highway over here. Indicators. Double disc Brembo. The stopping power is good. No complaints. The back is it's nice for trail braking, but it's not gonna stop you from high speed. But these Brembos up front, they do the job. As you can see, gear is notchy but positive. It's in, I know. Clutch, little input. Torque is great. So with a torque, also pull off for a novice is easy. You don't have to rev it high, just slightly over idle, and she pulls off the line. Fantastic bike. Lane splitting, one of my favorites. That's why we ride bike. Traffic, what is that? Not for me, thank you very much. So this is just great. Great. Sunny days, cruising down to your local coffee shop, posing, making sure everybody sees your steed. Fantastic. Fun little toy. I hope you enjoyed this review of this Triumph Bonneville Bobber with us today. And remember to click that like button, give us a thumbs up, maybe leave us a comment of another bike or any other model you want us to review, and remember to click that subscribe button to follow us for more.